Hello, this is Bob Baird, and I wanted to talk to you about an investment that's been available for many years, but only in increments of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and only at the invitation of private corporations. It's predictable, offers an extremely high rate of return, and now, for the first time ever, it's available to accredited investors. And in light of recent investment performances, this could make a huge difference in your portfolio and in your life. Let me ask you a question. If you could buy a stock for $10 a share and at the same time arrange for it to be sold 1 month later for 11, would you be interested? 10% or so may not sound so impressive, but if you could do this month after month, compounding your profits each time, it creates an entirely different picture. Welcome to the world of pre-sold contracts. A pre-sold contract is exactly what it sounds like. It is an already completed agreement between a buyer and a seller, arranged by a facilitator or broker, with a set purchase price and a set selling price, and a specified time for completion. But most importantly for you, it also has a set profit margin. Now what this means is that you basically know before you sign up to participate in the pre-sold contract, before you put in a dime, essentially what you're going to gain from the investment. Here's an example of one of the contracts currently available, Iron Ore. Commodities Online LLC, the facilitator and broker, has an arrangement with a Mexican iron ore producer, Minerales Mex Iron. It costs roughly $100 a ton to extract, crush, containerize, inspect for purity grade, and then truck the iron ore from their mine to the port of Manzanillo, Mexico. Now the Chinese want and are buying as much iron ore as they can get, and they buy it for $136 a ton. I want to make a point here. There's almost always a price that a mine or a producer of a product can agree on to sell their product at a profit. And since each one of these pre-sold contracts is a contract in and of its own, it doesn't matter if prices in the past have been going up or going down. These are done deals with agreed upon profit margins and prices. Now let's take a hypothetical example. In reality, the sequence is the same, but the actual contract sizes are a little bit different. In this case, the Chinese order $1.36 million of iron ore, and they sign a contract for that amount and put the funds in escrow at a bank at the port. Commodities Online then opens up the contract to investors on their confidential website to pay for the iron ore, $1 million. Commodities Online pays a deposit to the mining company so that they can produce the ore. The ore is then shipped, produced, and once it's arrived and inspected at the port, Commodities Online takes a bill of lading to the bank and the funds are released. $1 million becomes $1,360,000, a 36% profit in approximately 2.5 months. The investors split the profits with Commodities Online, with investors generally making 20% in 65 to 70 days. Every party wins: the mining company, the Chinese company, Commodities Online, and most of all, the investors. Now, one of the things that people almost always say when they look at the returns the program has delivered so far is that they're too good to be true. But let me present this to you. The typical business today has a 30 to 40% gross profit margin. That's how they pay their bills, pay their employees, generate a profit for their investors. This is no different. Commodities Online is simply sharing their gross profits with investors so that they can do more deals and make more money. It is a business model that's been in force in the world of commerce for decades. You just didn't know about it. The rich get richer because they're aware of and take advantage of private programs just like this. Meanwhile, the typical uninformed investor sits in a bank or a mutual fund making next to nothing. So how's the program work so far? Check it out. These are actual contracts with their completed returns. Now compare that with your stock portfolio. The next slide is a hypothetical example of $15,000 compounding at 6.5% return per month and deducting the 6 months $2,000 subscription fee. This isn't a guarantee that these results will continue indefinitely in the future, but so far they've actually exceeded this. Their return has been closer to 8 to 9% per month. Still skeptical? Every one of these contracts is listed on the SEC website. Yes, all contracts are not only registered with the SEC, but each state comptroller where an investor lives also gets a copy of the contract. Check it out yourself by going to the SEC website and looking for Commodities Online LLC. So how do you get involved? Go to www.rkbairdpresoldcontracts.com. The URL will be listed at the end of this video, so don't worry about memorizing. Once there, watch the videos that you'll see on the homepage. Do your due diligence. Once you're satisfied, fill out your information on the site and then we'll be in touch. You can also call me at 619-463-5524. If you're like many investors today, your returns haven't been so stellar. Start putting the odds in your favor and get returns like the experts. Call or email me anytime, and thanks for listening.